Police finally charged a man with the drive-by shooting murder of Tupac Shakur on Friday, 27 years after he was gunned down on the Las Vegas Strip. However, Tupac's family and many close to the case have been vocal about why it took Las Vegas police and prosecutors so long to arrest Duane Keefe D Davis. The self-confessed South Side Compton Crips gang member has been in plain sight since, giving interviews where he freely admitted being in the white Cadillac which pulled up next to Tupac's BMW at an intersection and opened fire. His own words from his self-published 2019 memoir, Compton Street Legend, could end up going against him when the case goes to trial, as authorities say they will prove he was the ringleader and shot caller who ordered the hit on the I Ain't Mad At Cha rapper. Davis, 60, details in the book how he was in Las Vegas on September 7, 1996, to see Mike Tyson fight at MGM Hotel. After the match, Tupac and then Death Row Records boss Marion, Suge Knight and their alleged gang, the Mob Piru Bloods, attacked his beloved nephew Orlando Baby Lane Anderson at the hotel, an altercation which was caught on camera. Davis and his crew were waiting at a different meeting spot, and in the book he explains how some members of the 118 East Coast Crips came running up to their group to inform them. Some death row and jump on my nephew down by the casino. He wrote, "We couldn't let no record company studio gangsters do us like that. They had lost their FK and rappin' ass minds? Time equals 400 Ms. greater than." Davis says he had already agreed to help Tupac's East Coast rivals, including Puffy, aka Sean Combs, but says he didn't go to Vegas with the intention of getting into trouble with Tupac. However, he added how after he jumped his nephew it became ominously personal while they were preparing to head to Club 662 where Tupac was set to perform. Davis says a man named Eric Von Zip pulled him into his Mercedes-Benz and showed him a gun, reportedly telling the now alleged murderer, "It's time to get the money." Davis, Anderson and two other men waited in the back parking lot of the club for Tupac and his entourage to come outside. "There was no need for words. We all understood why we were there," he wrote. After Tupac didn't show up for an hour and a half, Davis ordered his men to leave and they went to a liquor store. At that point they happened across Tupac and Suge's car, which they instantly recognized because the rapper was hanging out the passenger window as fans called his name. Davis's car pulled a U-turn and rolled up alongside the car. Davis claims he saw Tupac reach underneath into the car to grab a weapon, and that's when the fireworks started. "One of my guys from the back seat grabbed the Glock and started bustin' back," Davis wrote in his book. "As the rounds continued flying, I ducked down so that I wouldn't get hit." In other interviews, Davis claimed Anderson, who was gunned down and died in 1998, had been the one who shot Tupac 4 times in the chest. Anderson denied involvement in Shakur's murder and was never charged. The other 2 men in the car, Terrence Brown and DeAndre Smith, are also now dead. After the bullets stopped, Davis said their Cadillac took off and no one followed them. "I don't know why the Vegas police didn't check Tupac's hands for powder burns to see if he was shooting because the car we were in was shot the FK up. I don't understand why people act like Tupac was an angel," Davis wrote. Davis and his crew eventually ditched the car and while they were waiting to cross Las Vegas Boulevard, saw the ambulance carrying Tupac rush by. Tupac would die in hospital 6 days later on September 13 from his injuries. After watching the ambulances carrying the rapper and Suge to the hospital, Davis's crew went back to the hotel to pop our bottles and partied like it was any other night. The moral of the story: real gangsters are nothing to FK with. Davis wrote, "Time equals 400 Ms. greater than, for us. Vegas was another day at the office." It may sound cold heart, Ed, but from a street perspective the killings of Tupac Shakur and rival rapper Biggie Smalls would be considered nothing more than collateral damage. However, Davis did admit he does have a deep sense of remorse for what happened to Tupac. Davis was indicted on 1 count of open murder with use of deadly weapon. He is expected to appear in court in the coming days to determine his custody status and trial date, Vegas authorities said at a press conference Friday.